Dear Forex traders, trust you're benefiting from our Forex analysis and Forex trading strategies we share with you. And in this content, we shall be sharing with you a weekly analysis, Forex analysis, and trading strategy for the Audusd. Kindly hit the subscription button, like, and comment below your favorite trading pair as we trade Forex with Millionaire Logistics. Okay, guys, so we're on the daily chart here of the Audusd, and in this particular content and analysis video we are going to share in-depth analysis of the Australian dollar, US dollar, right, the Audusd. We're going to look at the pair sentimentally, we're going to do a fundamental analysis and then a technical analysis, so stick by as we continue, guys. Okay, so for Audusd here, let's look at the sentimental analysis. So within the past few weeks, right, a whole lot has been happening. From last week, we projected the Euro USD and Pound USD pair to actually go bullish, right? Even though the trend is in a downtrend. So as you can see here, the odd USD is pretty well trading below our moving average here, which we share in our live Zoom meetings. If you're not in our Zoom meetings, guys, kindly join our Telegram channel group with the link in the description box. Okay, so sentimentally, guys, a whole lot has been happening in the Australian scene, being that China, right, the Apple actually is thinking about, is considering taking their production of, and at the same time, guys, the Chinese government has seen some cases of the COVID-19 of virus, right, and they have actually put out some orders to shut down major cities in Shanghai till Tuesday. So that may likely affect the Australian market, guys, and investors may actually have that sentiment of shorting the Australian dollar the coming week, right? Okay, and another news is that from the US end, guys, the president of the United States, Biden, has also made some kind of statement, bold statement, that he's likely willing to meet with the North Korean president, right? And that could actually show some confidence in the United States economy, right? So with some of these things, we may be considering shorting the Australian dollar. So let's look at the COT perspective, guys. From the COT perspective, we're looking at the US dollar index from the last report on the 17th of May. And from what we see here, guys, the leverage fund actually removed 550 long positions and added 4,045.54 long short positions on the USD. And that's why when we look at the charts, here, we can see that that made some kind of impact last week as we saw odd USD being bullish. Same thing with the pound USD and euro USD. Remember, guys, we're dealing odd USD, and odd USD, though as a major currency, odd USD is a commodity currency. That's why we're relating the export and kind of commodities, guys, from the Chinese economy, which may directly impact the Australian economy. Also note that there is a transition in government from the Australia, guys. The prime minister has considered defeat to the incoming prime minister of the opposition party, right? So at some point, guys, or within these few times, I'm actually seeing that smooth transition in government, but an uncertain economic atmosphere. That's what I'm projecting. So guys, with that, let's take a look at the COT report once more from the Australian scene, right? Okay, from the Australian COT report that was released on last week, or Tuesday last week, right? Okay, that was actually released on Friday. What we noticed were the leverage funds added 6,400 long positions and then removed 1,978 short positions, which made us to actually see some bullish sentiment in the Australian dollar US dollar pair. So for next week, guys, the report that may come out Tuesday next week, we're expecting that short positions will be added. The leverage funds and others will be adding short positions on the Australian dollar and actually long positions on the US dollar. Now remember, guys, also in the sentimental scene, guys, the equities from the US actually falling, right? The US 500 from Friday, it actually closed bearish, and the US 32 also did the same. And some kind of sentiments are actually looking, or the risk mood sentiment for investors are actually showing a kind of scenario where investors are going risk off, and that may likely affect some commodity currencies, mostly as a whole lot of investors may want to save or put their money in less risky assets. So with all that said, let's look at the fundamentals, guys. Okay, so for fundamentally, guys, for next week, there isn't much news, but then we'll be seeing some manufacturing news that has to do with commodities, news that has to do with manufacturing industries, like the PMI flash sales report that may be coming for Australian dollar. We have that here. That may be coming in on Tuesday morning. Now remember, time zones, the market actually opens, the Australian section, that's the Sydney section, right, opens first. So the most of the news from Audusd, from where I stay, from Nigeria here, they are released mostly in the morning, early hours of the morning, right? So that's something to watch. And we also have a high impact news report. That's the FOMC meeting, right, from the US. That's to do with the Federal Reserve. Okay, so those are the high impact news that we're expecting. However, in this content too, I'm also going to discuss an entry strategy for the Audusd. But before that, let's look at the technical aspect of the chart. So guys, on Audusd weekly chart, from Audusd weekly chart here, what I can see is that the pair, let me use the pencil, the pair is actually bearish, right? We have this bearish movement. So we can see that from this point here, the price actually had this, downtrend, massive downtrend to the upside. And just here in this week, we saw a kind of corrective move. So what we want to see is that this level has already been broken, right? This structure here has already been broken. We want to see the price actually move a little bit to the upside and mostly continue the downtrend, owing to the fundamentals that we've shared. So on this scene, guys, I want to see something like this. Let me wipe this off. On the weekly chart, I want to see something like this. Like there's on the weekly chart here, guys, though I'm going to take this off, but let's just have this. There is an obvious supply zone here, guys. You can check this. We shared this in our previous analysis, of Audusd, and you can also see that from this supply zone, the price broke through our moving average, our exponential moving average here, right? And then continued making this move here. We shared this in the previous analysis. That was actually TP was smashed and all that, So we have a supply zone here from the weekly time frame, but I'm going to take this off because I don't want the charts to be kind of otherwise, right? So on the daily time frame, we can actually see this same move here, that we're also looking at a scenario of a downtrend, right? From this high here, we have the price come here to a lower high, and breaking this structure, price actually move downwards, right? Also breaking this structure, and price made a corrective move to the upside, right? And actually came downwards to this point. So price is actually at this structural level too as well. So what we're expecting is for price to come somewhere and pick up some liquidity around here to continue this move to the downside. So let's go on to the time frame where we'll be doing the most, right? That's the 4-hour being our entry time frame, right? So that's where we'll be chatting and doing our entry strategy. Okay, so let's discuss forex trading strategy proper, guys. Okay, so the Audusd, here we are on the 4-hour chart. Very interesting price action pattern. Okay, so what we notice on this chart is, I'm going to highlight the zones first. And guys, don't forget, you can follow Millionaire Logistics on TradingView, and you can read more in text about the analysis, the fundamental analysis, sentimental analysis, and the technical aspect by following us on TradingView. Okay, so we have this area here to be the closest supply zone, right? The closest supply zone here. Why is this marked? Right here, there was an obvious level of that was taken out. There was an obvious level, a flat here, kind of liquidity, liquidity level here that was taken out, right? And then price made this sharp move into the structure, right? Now making this full area a supply zone, right? And right here, what we noticed was that there was a kind of reaction here. I remember taking this trade, but at this point we have almost a flat, right? So we have almost a flat. So price is actually reacting at this level. But then this is a level I don't like to trade. I don't like to actually take sell trades off here because I call this a flat. But definitely this is an area of liquidity that that may be swept off, right? This liquidity may be swept off, so I don't really like trading off here, but we have a level to watch at this point. So another thing that happened here was that a demand zone was kind of formed here on the 4-hour chart. We had a demand zone here. From this area, a demand zone was formed, and what we noticed was the price actually reacting off this zone pretty much of last week, right? So price is currently at this area. So what I want to see off this chart is this, guys. What I want to see is actually price coming down a bit to this level, right? And then I want to see the price going to this area, right? And then I want to see a kind of reaction here, a 4-hour confirmation candle for me to go bearish, and I'll be moving this pair to perhaps a downside or thereabout for the trend to continue, right? So this may take maybe Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but I'll be watching this pair, the odd USD pair, for a sell trade, right? So let's do something, because this area is a kind of large area, as you can see here, large area of supply. So we want to fine-tune this area to get at least a mid-level that will watch to fine-tune our entry for this trade if price comes into the zone, right? So what I'm going to teach you here is a very simple way on how to use the Fibonacci tool, the Fibonacci retracement tool, to get clearer fine-tuned entries from here. Smart entries, of course, guys. So for that, what we're going to do is to use our Fibonacci. I've used this in a strategy in the past, in our Forex trading strategy video that I shared in this channel too at some point. So we have this area. Why this area is supply level? We can see the liquidity void from this area, the price that this place was an impulsive move, and this area was only filled, later on by this price discount. So from this breaker candle here, you can see that the price actually broke this structure right to the upside. So the breaker block candle right here, from this point to the entire candle right to the base, we have the supply zone. So if we place our Fibonacci here and look for a mid price 0.50 level inside, you could actually get 0. Okay, around here you can see there where we can have a discounted price, the average fair price for the pair. So I'm going to put a horizontal line there. So we now have better area, better area to watch for this pair, and we can take our fib. So this is the area where I'm actually watching to see if I see any kind of reaction. It's too far. Somewhere around here, if I see that confirmation or a 4-hour confirmation, guys, a bearish a shooting star or an engulfing pattern, I may actually see it as a good level to enter my position. So guys, right here, like I said, let me okay, so we have here our supply zone and our demand zone. So let me just indicate, yeah. Okay, so for our supply zone, right, I'm gonna write it down, this will be easier. Okay, for our supply zone, right, for our supply zone, okay, for our supply zone, okay, let me put it in the red box, and then we have here a 4-hour demand zone, okay. For our demand zone, okay. So we have pretty much that same setup, okay, for demand, right, for our demand zone, okay, for our demand zone, and then make this kind of do, all right. Okay, so this is what I want to see right here. This is the area we're looking at. So I want to see this area taking off. So let me do, okay, I want to see this area taking off. So we have there that this liquidity is a liquidity level to be taken out. Why? Because this area, we can see this kind of liquidity here. However, guys, last week when I saw this, I was actually live in the market. So when I saw this candle, right, I was actually expecting, so I risked a sell and got out of the market here. You can find that somewhere consequently in our video, right, in the previous video, okay. And then up here, so what I want to see in this market is perhaps a reaction up here, but I would love to see this price actually taken out, this liquidity level being taken out to this very major 4-hour supply zone, right? So what that entails is that on Monday, the strategy here, the first strategy for trading the AUD for next week is this. On Monday, I'll not be entering the market. So on Monday, I'll just be seeing how the market plays out for the rest of Monday. And then on confirmation, if I see that very much bullish move to the upside Monday or Tuesday back into this level on Tuesday, I'll then be watching from the zones for when I'll take my swing term entry. Remember, guys, our analysis, our Forex analysis is on a swing term perspective, right? Mostly for swing trading, okay? So you can also scalp. You can also scalp if you want. That would actually depend on your own risk tolerance and your patience, right? But it's for a swing term perspective. So we're looking midterm, right? Okay, so this is what I want to see of the market. And when the price here, I see that reaction from the 4-hour zone indicating a sell, perhaps a shooting star candle. Let me show you what a shooting star is like. Okay, when I see perhaps this kind of candle, a shooting star, forms around this level, that could actually give me further confirmation that we're on the right side. Putting together the fundamentals and the sentimental analysis that we've shared and all, right? That could steer us in a right direction, okay? So when I see that reaction actually in the market and I see those confirmation, this will be what the trade will look like, okay? I could actually take this to the downside, hoping that price will break this structure too, right? And then stop loss just slightly above this level. Now, when the market is actually moving, depending on what you see when the market is in motion, you can fine-tune your entries further to get the best of this analysis. So mostly this could actually run for as long as depending, right? But this will be the best opportunity to enter the AUD trade in the direction, right? In the direction, okay? So our sentimental bias for the AUD guys is bearish. However, when the market opens, we want to ensure that all our trade conditions are met. Fundamentals analysis, the sentiments too, and then technical analysis, of course, which we have shared with you, right? And then enjoy that trade. I think it's up to 200 to 300 pips, nothing less than that figure, okay? So guys, with that said, I think the trade is actually looking very good. The setup is actually cool. Setup is actually cool, as you can see, okay? So that will be all for now, guys. If you like the idea, if you've been following up on our channel, if you've been seeing our content, we very much appreciate if you give us some likes, if you subscribe to the channel, comment, and also share with your friends, guys. It's Millionaire Logistics, and we appreciate your effort and your commitment to the channel so far, and we also love to give you the best of Forex analysis and Forex trading strategy as you trade Forex with Millionaire Logistics. Thank you.